Hello and welcome. Today we're going to go ahead and take a look at the Taiyo Freighter. So the Taiyo Freighter is the next ship in my freighter line, and it is a Class B ship that has 0 ranks of starship design and as much cargo as it can fit on. Um, Other than that, it has to have a bed to sleep in and a bathroom. Those are the only requirements for the ship. Um, but this particular one is built entirely out of Taiyo parts, and you can put it all together at Taiyo Astroneering. I will also note that I'm making use of the ship flip glitch to build this ship. Uh, the changes that I would make to not use the flip glitch here are basically I would need Starship Design to replace some of these top cowlings for some cargo holds. But other than that, there's just not a whole lot else that I can do and still keep the shape how I want it to. So, if you like this ship, gotta turn on the flip glitch. So let's go ahead and land. And then we will go ahead and do our tour, followed by the build. Okay, so I have landed here on Neon, and we've got a nice front entry here. And we are immediately entering into a 1x1 companionway. On each of these sides, we have one of the Taiyo 2x3 cargo holds. And then back here we have a 2x1, which could be anything you want, but I built it as a workshop. Coming across, over here we have a computer core. Again, it can be basically whatever you want. I just decided not to have some sort of living quarters because it is the cargo hold. Next, you can see straight up, that's where our docker is. And we can hop up here, and this is the captain's quarters. Moving forward, we can see this is where our cockpit is. Then moving back, I have an all-in-one berth. And yes, a ladder going down, because the companionway clearly doesn't need a door leading into the hab right behind it. 4 beds, bathroom, and a galley up here. And then when we hop on down here, we can see that this is a 3x1 engineering bay. Basically, I didn't particularly need this hab for anything, but I wanted the shape here. So, you can replace this hab and the 1x1 with a pair of 2x1s if you would like. It's just then you will have less control over exactly where the ladder is coming up to get up top. A perfect reason to go ahead and use the Place Doors Yourself mod. So, that is the interior tour. Now let's go ahead and hop into Neon Core, so that way we can see how this ship is built. And no, this is not just the game glitching out because I'm recording. It always glitches out when I run through Neon. I don't know why. Probably because I've got too many assets loaded somewhere. And now that we are in Taiyo Astroneering, I'm going to go ahead and come on down and talk to Veronica. Alright, so first things first, let me go ahead and just get the colors in my palette. And as you can see, I went for a red and gold here. All right. Now then, let's go ahead, select all, and delete. So first things first, we are going to start with our landing bay. Then immediately you're going to see that we're going to go with the Taiyo 1x1 companionway bottom B. And then behind that, we are going to go ahead and choose the bottom A 3x1 for the engineering bay. Now I'm looking for the bottom A here because I want it to have no connection points on the sides, so that way I can guarantee that entering my cargo holds is coming from the sides of this companionway. Speaking of which, let's go ahead and grab those now. I need a pair of 3x2 bottom Bs. There we go. All right, now that that is in place, let me go ahead and grab my top cargo, or not cargo, my top habs. So I'm looking for a pair of 2x1 top A's, and this one was going to go ahead and be the captain's quarters, and then the all-in-one berth right behind it. Then, since I know that there's going to be a ladder here from the companionway, at least hopefully, I'm going to go ahead and place my docker right on top there. And then I'm going to go ahead and grab my cockpit. There we go. And this is just whatever the best cockpit that you can use is, which for me is going to be the Shogun. Alright, and that, oh yes, not quite done yet, because we need to go ahead and add the workshop and computer room. So I am looking for bottom Bs here, because I do need to make use of these side connection points. And again, these two habs can be literally whatever you want. All right. Next up, let's go grab some landing gear. So I'm using two of the Pinpoint 4G landing gears, one here and one here. Then I'm also going to use three of the Pinpoint 3G on each side for a total of 6. There we go. Next, let's go ahead and grab our engines. So for this ship, actually before I grab my engines, let me go ahead and grab my reactor. So for this ship, I am using the Z Machine 2000. It's a Class B reactor. And then I am also going to be using the Aurora 11G grav drive. And now that I have those, let me go ahead and grab those engines. And if you haven't watched my other videos about the freighters, big thing to note is why I have a B class ship instead of a C class ship. The engines and grav drives for C class all require Starship design to at least rank 1, which means that I cannot use C class engines or grav drives with the rules of this build. So that's why I'm just using B class with whatever the best thing I can grab is. Next, let's come over here and we'll grab the fuel tank. I grabbed the Titan 450, probably for weight issues. And then on the other side here, I'm going to go ahead and slap my shield on. And that's the 22T Defender shield. All right. Now then, if I come on over to the front of this ship, I can go ahead to grab the structural. grab a pair of nose caps, and then a pair of braking engines. You could have them all be braking engines or all be nose caps, just whatever you like the look of the most. And you can see that at this point, all I'm missing is my weapons and my cargo. So, one of the other fun issues that you run into is that the cargo hold that I would really want to use for this ship would be this Galleon S202, because that basically is the perfect shape to line up with the Taiyo parts. And if I come on over to the structural and look at the Taiyo midcap, you can see that it's basically a perfect replacement for it. It doesn't give me the top connection point, but I don't necessarily need that. However, as noted, this requires Starship Design to rank 1. So I can't use it. Alright, what other cargo could I use? I can get some Gammas, 100101s. I can go ahead and slap in a bunch of Stormax 50s. Maybe do something like, I don't know, mid caps like this and do something like this. Which I guess is acceptable, though it's not really what excites me. Or I can go ahead and, just have these facing interior. Though, then looking at it, you go, okay, so how do they get the cargo out? But that's just a visual thing. Um, so there's a bunch of options, but what I ended up going with, I place these, and then I'm going to go ahead and place the Caravel V102s. And I'm going to flip the mid caps in over the top of these. So how many do I need? Basically, I'm just going to keep adding them until I get, um, until I don't have enough jump range. Okay, so it looks like that many is what it takes to get me below 27 light years. So let me delete one and delete a second one. Now I could just go ahead um, and kind of leave this here and kind of leave this trough open, but as I said, I'm just going to go ahead and flip the mid caps in. And that's also why I'm not adding some extra cargo, say like right here, of a smaller variety, is because I'm going to need mass to go ahead and fit all of these in. Come on. Copy. And this is just the ship flip glitch. I create it, put it somewhere, and then just flip it until it fits. Okay, and it looks like this side, it just wants to go ahead and boost it up one. So instead what I'm going to do, come on, copy, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, cancel, there we go, and that puts everything into place. And there you have it, the basic shape. All that's left now is I'm going to go ahead and add my weapons. Now for this particular ship, I am using the Class B. Dun, dun, dun. I will find it eventually. PBO 100 neutron beams. There we go. Alright, and it looks like I have a few credits. Did I miss a mid cap somewhere? Yeah, so I had one more mid cap that was flipped in over something, possibly over the grav drive, or maybe something got double duplicated somewhere. But as you can see, I've got everything covered, and if I were to flip it over the grav drive, I would probably flip it twice, so that way I've got the shape on both sides. So I'm betting that I just had one extra random piece attached somewhere that was duplicated on top of itself. So I assigned the weapons, and then we can paint the ship. There we have it. And that is going to be the Taiyo Freighter. We already took a look at it outside, so I'm going to go ahead and leave that here. If you enjoyed watching this ship, go ahead and like, comment, subscribe, do all those YouTube things. Otherwise, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.